Hello, everybody. This is Kenny Cummins here of Chilling with Kenny C right here on TMVCafe.com, bringing you entertainment to your ears. Joining me at this time is a country singer, songwriter, courtesy of Nashville Entertainment Weekly. He's got a record out. It's called Songs from the Heart. Very self-explanatory there. So we're gonna get to know about his heart and what draws him into the music, into the songs that he put out for this record. Mr. Eddy Delmoico is with me right now. How's it going, sir?
Good, Kenny. How are you today?
I'm good, man. Thanks so much for being here.
It's all right.
So we're gonna get to this project in a bit. Definitely curious about, because we all we're human. We have feelings. It comes from the heart. No pun intended there. Sometimes it comes out the way you want to. Sometimes it doesn't. We'll get to that in just a bit. But talk about how did you get started in this musical journey?
Well, I really started the musical journey when I was about 9 years old. I started to write poetry and I started to write songs. And I just learned to play the guitar then a little bit, but I never really seriously got into it, believe it or not, till 18 months ago. I started recording only 18 months ago. And I was holding all these songs with me for all that time. And then I walked into a recording studio and I met a great producer and we laid these tracks down and we put it all together and we created the album Songs from My Heart, Songs from the Heart. And the first 10 songs I wrote, the second seven songs are covers. And a couple of the songs are getting fairly well known. The main one is The Booze Didn't Bury Me. And the other one is Warm Lips, Cool Heart. But I recommend everybody just take a listen anyway and see what you think. But I think we're talking about The Booze Didn't Bury Me is the one with the music video. And basically, it's a song from the heart about heartbreak, breaking up, falling in love, romance, all of the things that all of us have been through. And that's really what the motivation for all these songs have always been.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You definitely talk about someone like yourself, just getting into it, getting into the swings of things, and just getting to where you are right now and seeing the reception, the reaction, the feedback that you're getting from this record, which came out this past November. And I got a chance to listen to some of the records as well. It's a very well produced record, very passionate, very emotional driven. And obviously when music it's therapeutic, as people like to say.
Yes, it
It's
is. It
very
really is.
whether it's a song that you hear from or whether you record a song yourself, it gives you the feel for something. Love, heartbreak, joy, sadness, whatever the case may be, it's
Yes.
and then there's someone out there in this world that's maybe needing that song or needing someone or something to help them get through it. And
Yes.
obviously, with your record and what you've been able to do is incredible. And I really enjoyed this record. I enjoyed the just everything about it, and you definitely should be proud of everything that's came out of this project. So it's an incredible,
Thank you.
well, job well done on your part, man. So Nashville Entertainment Week. Um, Shout out to Jill and to TJ. Those are two passionate, caring individuals. They love
Yes.
music. They love just being a helping hand to independent artists, unsigned artists like yourself,
Yes,
and they like to just they just want to see their artists get more opportunities.
yes.
With that being said, what has it been like having a chance to work alongside with Jill, TJ, and everyone in Nashville Entertainment Weekly?
Well, so far it's been great. I've had you'll be my fifth radio interview or podcast interview, and Jill's been giving me a lot of encouragement. And believe it or not, based on the video and based on the song, I got asked to sing at the Grand Ole Opry on June 8th. I'll be in the Sunday Country at the Opry, which is an unbelievable opportunity that I never thought I'd get, but they invited me, and I certainly will be going for the rehearsals as well as the final show on the Sunday. And I look forward to meeting a lot of very wonderful people in the business.
Wow. So that is huge. Anyone that is synonymous with country music know what that building is, know that place, knows the history behind
Yes.
that place and the artists, past, present, that's been on that stage. And when you get an invite just to, not just to be there, but to perform on that stage, that speaks, that's a big deal. That is, there's every music genre has historical places that
Yep.
that you want to be, that you want to attend, or you want to perform. In country music, Nashville, it is the mecca of country music, obviously.
Oh
And
yeah.
and they got plenty of historical places. But that
Yes.
Grand Opry is on
That's it.
the it's that's the cream of the crop.
It's the Holy
Uh
Grail.
it's the holy grail. There you go. It's the holy grail for country music. And if you get the invite from them and you just to perform on that stage, wow.
Well,
Uh
luckily, I'm going to be with the choir, so I'm going to be in with a lot of people. But at least I got asked to go, and I'll be through all the rehearsals,
yeah,
and I'll meet some very important people in music history. Will be there, so that should be interesting.
yeah. It's just the list of it's it's the list of who's who
Oh yeah.
that's going to be there. So that's an incredible invitation, an opportunity to be alongside with so many people, and it's going to be a fun night for everyone involved. So
Well,
that's
yeah, I'm going to be there for 3 days. I'm going to go. I have to be at the rehearsals 3 days in advance. So I rehearse at the First Baptist Church in Nashville with everybody, and then on the Sunday we'll move to the Opry for the actual performance live. And then I think there'll be some kind of a gathering after that. But I'm going to be with everybody through the rehearsals, then through the actual. So it just sort of be a wonderful bonding experience with everybody in the community.
yeah, absolutely. So is this going to be your first time being there, or have you been there
Yep.
prior to that?
Well, I was there once many, many years ago, but I've never been there in any capacity other than that as a visitor. And this is my first time doing this. Believe it or not, I'm 72 years old, and I never started recording till 18 months ago from all the songs that I wrote back when I was 9 and 10 and 12 years old.
Wow. You don't look like 72 to me, brother. You look like you're in your 50s, man.
Yeah,
Like
I know. Well, that's what everybody says, but I try hard. I mean, I led a clean life, thank God. I didn't take any drugs. I didn't drink. I didn't smoke. I
yeah.
listened to my parents, and I think God's been good to me in that regard.
Oh yeah, he good to you, brother. If I ever get to your age, I want to be like you, man.
Thanks.
You like a fine wine, brother, like a fine wine. But
Well,
I have to say, man, you're quite an inspiration, man. Like there's people in this world that thinks that there's people in this world that think, man, I could have done this, I could have done that, and thinking that it's too late,
never.
and you are a testament of it's never too late. You can do
Nope.
anything You can do anything you set your mind to. All you have to do is put in the work, be around people that believes in you, and and do what you can to fulfill whatever it is that you want to do. Um,
Well, well, as you know, it takes a village to make a record, and I was blessed to find Omnitone Studios, and a gentleman named Darren Shear,
mhm,
who was the producer. That when he heard my songs or my original songs, he took them and he remolded them, and we orchestrated them and created the instrumentals and did everything. Then did my recordings. So we brought it all together. And as I said, it takes a village to make the records sound the way they sound. And that was the most blessed thing that ever happened to me when I met Darren. I didn't know him before at all. And I just literally found him by accident. And I walked into his studio and I was scared to death. I don't mind telling you, he was a nervous wreck when I went in there with my guitar. And he listened and he videoed what I did. And then he took it back to his people and they created the sound and the music and I sang and we put it all together. That's how it went.
that's awesome, man. So, in addition to your appearance at the Grand Opry coming up in June, so we're in April right now. So you got a
Yeah.
couple of months before we get there.
Yeah.
So do you have any other things that you're working on? Any upcoming appearances leading up to June 8th?
No, not really. Jill has got me set up with a lot of different radio interviews and podcasts, such as yourself. But no, this will be my first time performing. I've never really been out there ever really performing because, as you know, studio recording is one thing, but
Mhm.
then coming up with a group of people to actually go do a show is another thing. Like there's
Yeah,
two villages involved to make that happen. And I haven't got to that second village yet, but I'm working my way to it. So that's what I'm trying to do. But again, this whole thing is a brand new experience to me.
yeah,
I could sing with people around, but I've never actually got on a stage and actually sang, other than in the music video, which I did sing. But again, all this stuff is new to me, all of it. So I'm fresh, but I'm a quick learner, so I'm getting there, you know?
yeah, absolutely. So everybody go check out this record from Eddie. It's called Songs from the Heart. It came out this past November, November 12th, 2024. It is available on all streaming platforms. 10 songs are on the record. Um, Eddie did a really, really good job with this record, and he's getting traction from it,
There you go.
obviously. So, and he's got he put his heart and soul into this. No pun intended. He really did, and go check it out. It's available on all the streaming platforms, and Eddie, and so, tell your friends, June 8th, Grand Opry, he gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling, having a good time. If you're a country music fan and you've been wondering when you want to go to the Opry, yeah, June 8th, put that on your calendar. It's gonna be it's gonna be a lot warmer than it is here right now in April. But so plan accordingly. That's what I'm saying. Plan accordingly for that particular date. It's gonna be a lot of names on there. It's gonna be an incredible event. Go check it out. Support Eddie. Support all the artists that's on there. It's gonna be a fun night. And please keep streaming the numbers. Keep those numbers rolling in for Songs from the Heart. Available on all streaming platforms. So let me ask you this, Eddie.
Yeah.
So who are some of your inspirations? Who are some of the artists that have inspired you as an artist?
Well, I grew up in the late 50s and the early 60s. And of course, big inspirations were people like Elvis, Ricky Nelson, and country-wise, Johnny Cash, Roy Orbison, even George Jones, and some of the real, classic Opry members from then. Okay. All right, those guys. I mean, as you hear from my music, I'm pretty old school, the way it sounds. Okay. It's like throwback, but it's updated. And or just to let everybody know, my website is eddydelmonico.com. That's EDDY Delmonico.com. So you could get it comes up eddydelmonico.com on my site. But my inspirations were all the original rock and rollers and teen idols of the late 50s and 60s. And then, Elvis was a huge inspiration. And quite frankly, honestly, Little Richard, Little Richard Petterman, as you know, I mean, that man was a genius of rock and roll. Okay. But not only rock and roll, but he was a genius because he really did help. He brought gospel and rock and roll into the focus when Elvis came into play. But as you know, it was a very, very interesting, diversified time in the history of music between all the gospel, rhythm and soul, and rhythm and blues artists that the black artists had all in the South. And then when Elvis came along, he was highly inspired by his relationships with all the gospel. He attended the black church. He met all these people were his inspirations that gave him this crossover sound that, of course, clicked back in 1954 and 1955. But I still believe a Little Richard. Many people, everyone always refers to Elvis as the king of rock and roll, but actually, many people believe Little Richard was. And I actually think so too, because if you listen to those early tracks of Lucille and all of that, man, that guy was something. And you remember now, he became a minister. He quit rock and roll for a while, then he went back to it for a while. I mean, you talk about a guy that led a life, man. He led some life, that man, Little Richard. He really did.
Yeah. Um, my family grew up listening to Richard. Of course, I
Yep.
listened to him um, as I got older,
Yep.
and it's good to see him getting that sort of recognition. He meant so much
He
to
lived he lived a long time. I
yeah,
think he lived to be like 88. He died of I don't know what he had. He had cancer or something, but
yeah,
that man lived a big life, man. He did. I mean, Elvis's life got cut short, obviously, by his the unfortunate issues with the drugs and so on. I mean, but Elvis was like kind of like he went up like a rocket and he came down. But Little Richard was consistent for all those years, from 1953 all the way up to when he passed away. I mean and he was still only a few weeks before he passed. He was still preaching to about the Lord everywhere to everybody.
yeah.
That's what he did.
Yes, he
So I mean
did.
that's he was quite something. Roy Orbison was also great. I loved Roy Orbison. He's an inspiration to me. And some of the other ones. I mean, there's so many. There's so many, that you could really talk about. But those are the ones that stick out to me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So before I let you go, Eddie, where can people find you in social media?
Well, as I said, eddydelmonico.com. If you type that in, I'll come up on the web all over the place for different reasons. Some of my songs are up there: Warm Lips, Cold Heart, The Booze Don't Bury Me. So there's write-ups on all these songs. The Booze Don't Bury Me was number 3 on the World Independent Artist chart for about 4 months. And then Warm Lips, Cold Heart was up there too. So again, I'm getting some traction. But as you know, in this business, it's all about social media. And I've only just initially got into it. It's just I'm not into it very long at all. And that's what Jill is helping me with, obviously.
Yeah, with Jill, she got you covered in that regard. Like for example, I'm on social media actively, and I see Nashville Entertainment Weekly posts every day.
Yes,
That tells you that she and TJ really go all out for
yes,
their clients, for their artists.
yes,
So Nashville Entertainment Weekly, for anyone out there, any young or elderly, young old artist that's just trying to get that social media algorithms going, go get in touch with Jill and TJ, Nashville Entertainment Weekly.
yeah.
They are a helping hand and they're good
Yeah, I
people.
look forward. I'm going to meet them when I go to Nashville. They're going to be there. So I'm going to meet Jill and TJ. And I think they got two little girls. I think a little girl 6
Yeah,
and a little baby. So I'm
yeah,
looking forward to meeting them, and I just can't wait for the whole experience. I think it's going to be terrific, and they've been nothing but great to me. Nothing. So really great.
absolutely. So I want to thank Eddie for being here, for having this chat. Y'all go check out his album Songs from the Heart, available on all streaming platforms. And check him out, EddyDelmoico.com. That's his website. All the information on Eddie is on there, and when and where is he gonna come through. And June 8th, Grand Opry. Go check it out. Go check that event out. He'll be there hanging out. You know, he might sing a song or two. You never know. You know what I'm saying?
Never
so
know.
so stay tuned for that. You take care, Eddie. You enjoy the
Thank
rest of
you.
your afternoon. You enjoy your
Thank
evening.
you.
Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll have a happy. You and your family have a happy Easter as
Thank you.
well.
You as
Um,
well.
yeah. You have a good night, man.
Thank you, Kenny. Thank
All
you.
right. Take it easy.
Bye bye.
All right. Bye.